Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. So, this is Elena here from Bergamo and Italy. And today, me and my soulmate, we are going to cook a risotto. So, I'm so glad to introduce you, my soulmate.
Hello, I'm Livia. Not your phone is off. Your microphone is off. I'm from Brazil, and I'm here in the countryside of Rio de Janeiro today, and I'm excited. I've prepared risotto before, so I'm gonna try a pumpkin risotto. This will be a first time for me, and I'm excited to know how Elena is going to teach us all the tricks about risotto through Italian one. Your microphone is off, Nara. We can't hear you.
Oops, my mic was off. So I'm Nara. I'm talking from São Paulo. Today I'm cooking from my parents' house and I'm going to make their lunch. So it's quite a responsibility. And I'm really, really curious to know how Lena prepares the risotto because I already tried in my way. So I'm really curious about it. Let's see how it goes.
Cheers.
Hello. I'm Shafak. I'm from Turkey, cooking in Bodrum, and I'm today. It is my first time cooking risotto. I cook a lot of different rice, but never risotto. And I'm cooking mushroom risotto today, and I'm looking forward to do it with Elena.
So what do we need,
Oh,
Elena, to make a risotto? A
so,
basic.
in order to make your first or not first, but let's see, whatever risotto in my way, because these are the ingredients I'm going to use for a base and easily risotto called risotto al parmigiano, are half onion. I mean, the ingredients I'm telling to you are ingredients for two persons. So, half white onion, 1 spoon of butter, 1 glass of Trento Doc Ferrari, that is a white wine, a sparkling white wine. My suggestion is use a white wine, instead of a red one. Wine. Then you have a cup of Parmigiano Reggiano and veggie broth. Veggie broth that is boiling on the fire right now.
So we
So,
should use broth hot. We shouldn't use cold broth. It has to be warm or hot.
yes, exactly. Thanks. This is an important rule. I mean, always use warm or hot broth. While starting cutting the onion, I mean, start chop the onion finely in order to have small pieces. Start chop the. We can talk about because I'm so curious about which are the ways you going to make your first or second or third risotto, girls.
So
Shafak, so you said you were using veggie mushrooms, right?
Yes. Yeah. I use mushroom. I already chopped the onion finely with a little bit garlic, with the butter. I saute the onion and the mushroom already ready. I already prepared that. So that's what I am doing. And my one will gonna be. I'm not gonna use white wine because I don't have a white wine in the house and we have a curfew. So Elena suggested me that I can use gin. So I'm gonna use gin.
Elena, I always thought that the right risotto was with wine. How can I replace it with gin? What are the proportions, or how should we make it?
Yes, so traditional risotto is with white wine, white cooking onion, and at the beginning of the rice cooking that is called tostatura. Sorry, but I was cutting the onion without remembering the rule of open the water. So using
Sorry.
a substitute, I'm sorry, it's a bad show, but using a substitute for wine into risotto could be a really interesting experiment for those one who like to melt flavors and tastes. What I immediately thought when Shafak told me I don't have white wine, what shall I use? Should I use red wine? My mind say, okay, why not use gin or any other spirit or alcohol? And that remind to me what Florian is the great man who inspire me every day with a Suplum. Suplum is a distillery in South Tyrol, Italy, and Florian is the man who do this spirit. He say that gin could be a great idea for dishes, for cooking sessions. And I was thinking that adding to the rice at the time of the toast the gene would let all the tastes and the aroma of the gene came out and pass these aromas to the rice. So could be so interesting. And
Um,
gin is a great substitute also because it's transparent for the color and the numbers of tastes can be so big that you can decide it how to melt the ingredient.
so the important thing is to have something with alcohol in the beginning, like to make the first fried of the rice. You must have some alcoholic drink, right? And then you
Yes.
can. White wine is the most used, but you can also use other spirits. But the white wine, we are going to use 1 cup. How should she measure the gin? Because the gin is much stronger.
Faith, no, I
Well,
was
they,
saying to Shafak, faith.
Yeah.
Faith is the most, faith and palate. I mean, I suggested to Shafak, start with 2 finger of a small glass gin
Okay.
and
Two
refill
fingers.
it and go with broth. And in my opinion, for 2 persons, it's okay. This is only experience. I mean, I don't have a big experience, but this is how I think
Okay.
it could be a good way.
yeah,
Ideal.
because if you think that the wine is maybe 15% or 20%, mine is 13% alcohol, and the gin is 40%. So I think it's interesting, a good measure, like 2 fingers is maybe good.
Quite a lot more.
Yes, it could be also interesting to understand how the alcohol react to fire and to heat. Because yes, of course, wine as a alcohol gradation since from 11 to 16. But gene is elevated, so maybe he react to it in another way. So my idea is a 2 finger of gene. And in case it's too much, fuck you and Andrew, you will have a great evening. Let's start putting because it's time to eat. In more than one house, it's time to eat. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
chop the
Yeah.
onion. We chop the onion.
Okay.
We
Try to
add
say
our butter here. So put the onion and the butter inside the pan on a low fire.
1 spoon of butter, right?
Yes, I mean, yes, be generous with butter. because it's
Full
it's
of butter.
Just a little butter, right?
I
Tiffany?
use teaspoon.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit more butter.
yes, it's the pan that asks you butter. It's everything. I mean, the butter it's the reason of our life.
Butter. Yeah, butter is.
So as you can see, the onion is slightly cooking with the butter,
Yeah.
and while the onion start cooking slowly, I would like to say to you that it's so interesting because risotto is an easy recipe that you can use to cook every day or easily 2 or 3 times in a week. Because risotto is cooking time of a risotto is between 15 and 18 minutes. So only a few minutes more than a pasta. And you can fill risotto with such a lot of different ingredients that you can also decide to use leftovers for a good risotto. We were talking before about leftovers while talking about broth. No one of us used meat broth today, right? Are you all using a veggies broth, right, girls?
Me
Right.
too. I'm using a veggie broth.
Yeah, I am
Okay.
using vegetables broth with a yes.
I'm
So
gonna
Sounds
make
nice.
your screen bigger so we can see it better, Elena.
slowly. I didn't cut onion in small pieces. As you can see,
Yes, we call
I didn't do it.
You wanna say
Why
not
is
about
that?
you.
Girls, add a little bit of salt to the onion, and I
Okay.
will show you also my veggie broth. I prepare it this morning with, as I told you, 1 carrot, half onion, parsley because I don't have a celery, and bay leaf, and two peppers. Two peppers. So my onions are quite stuffed. Are
Mine
yours?
are starting to become a little bit transparent.
Yeah, mine
And
too.
this is what we want. This is what we want. So prepare a big spoon. I don't know how mestolo in
A
order to
spoon.
take the broth out from the pan. Then start prepare the rice you need. So my rice is a carnaroli rice. As I was saying to the poster, in Italy we used to use three type of rice for a risotto, and these three type of rice are arborio, carnaroli, and vialone nano. If you want to have some details on these rice types, you can go on our post in Instagram. The one I'm using today is a Carnaroli. I'd like to use this Ferrol Carnaroli because it's quite easy to not overcook, and so I really like it. My
Hi,
onion is
Tiffany.
asking me, My onion is asking me to add rice. I mean, I don't want to burn onion, sorry. So what will I do is count one handful for each person at the table. So it's one handful and two handful for two person and one handful for the pan. So one handful for each person at the table plus one handful for the for the pan. This is the count we made.
This one for the pan is in case you want to repeat or you have leftover for tomorrow.
No, no, is the I mean, I don't know why Livia exactly, but is the rule. Al- Always add one handful for the pan, for everything, also with polenta.
Okay. So now I'm frying the rice with the butter and the onions.
Exactly. And we let it toast for 3, 4 minutes. 3, 4 minutes while looking at it and checking that everything is okay and it's not burning.
Elena, I couldn't find because I'm in this small town in Rio de Janeiro. I couldn't find Carnaroli, Arborio, even less the other kind that I never saw in Brazil. So I had to go and buy just regular rice, the ones that we eat. It's completely different from Carnaroli, just a long rice. I don't know even the species. It's just the most common. Um, but you said that it was okay. I don't think it's gonna be the same because the cannelloni rice is quite special, right? It becomes so creamy. But I'm gonna try with the regular rice and see what happens. I know it's not going to
I
be like
mean,
risotto, but it's what I could find.
it depends of the quantity of amide that the rice has inside. I was
Yeah, this
hoping
rice
to.
is not the best for amid. It's the rice made to cook like to become one grain separated from the other. You know.
Oh, okay, so what we want is that the amide of the rice came out slowly with broth and let the rice melt. So it's not a soup in the end because it's a risotto, but the amide of the rice while cooking make cream.
Okay, now I think my rice is almost burning. Can I add the white wine?
Yes, exactly. If you think that it's toasted, add the wine. I'm doing the same. A little by
Cheers!
little, I'm chin, little by little, I'm adding white wine to the rice. Okay, so always remind that you are adding a cold liquid to something hot. So don't add all the liquid in the same time. And let the wine dry from the rice. So it means that now it will start boil, not boil, but start evaporating. And as you can see, all the wine is coming out from the pan.
The smell is so good. It's so good.
It's really amazing the smell.
How
And
is your Shafak with the gin?
Mine is really nice. My gin already evaporate, but I'm still roasting the rice little bit. So, shall I add the Parmesan now or
No,
broth?
no, the brodo.
no, yes, I mean, add broth, that is exactly what I'm doing in 1 minute. So start add the broth, but while adding broth, shafak, remember
Yes.
that we don't want to boil rice. So add enough broth not to cover the rice. I'm doing it right now, so.
Okay.
As you can see, I'm adding a quantity of broth that is enough to, um, oh, sorry, this is okay
Just
now.
sip.
Just a
Yeah.
little bit, just to make it wet.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly, exactly.
I think I
And
put too
little
much
by
wine.
little,
My
it's
wine is too
okay.
sugary.
So, how is the fire, Elena? Is it turned down or is it normal high?
Low
So
fire.
at that moment, my fire is like that one. Can you?
Okay, yes. It is medium, yes.
And this is so. Keep cooking at this level, and sometimes at a turn. And when you see that the broth start to be absorbed, add a
Yes.
little bit of broth.
Okay. So we need to cook it like that. This. Uh, I am just wondering, do I need to stir it or just let it itself to cook?
I mean, I don't use to touch the rice so much. I mean, add a little bit of broth and have a look. If you
Okay.
think that it needs to be melted because it becomes a little bit, I don't know, it's attached to the border. But in
Okay.
case you don't think it needed, let it cook with low fire. I mean, not low fire, medium fire, and add the broth. And you will see amid coming outside from the rice slowly by slowly.
Okay.
Mm.
How is it yours risotto looking, girls?
Mine is really awesome. I don't think you can really see it. I can see the rabbit coming out. I'm excited to see if regular rice, Brazilian rice, is gonna work for risotto because it's gonna make it much cheaper. I don't think it's gonna be the same, but for a fast risotto, it's gonna be good to have this at hand.
But I mean, yes, of course. Since I found this rice ferrol, I must say that my risotto are better than before. But I think the circumstances, I mean, you cannot find any other rice. So why lose the possibility to cook a risotto? You try to do it with what you had, and then in case the next time would be such a nice surprise because it would be maybe better, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know if better, but at least I think it's gonna be tasty. The smell is good.
So this is the rice cooking.
Mm. The good thing about cooking together is that I can smell. I think I can smell your rice because I smell my rice.
And what I was talking to you before about rice, it's incredible because I don't know, girls, but you know that there is a rice made with strawberry.
What? Rice made with strawberry?
Exactly.
I never heard of that.
Yes, it's called risotto alle fragole, and it's so interesting because you are adding a strawberry syrup to the rice, and it's a pink rice that during the 80s it was a must have on the menu.
You know, that's so
Really?
So
because
is it dessert or main like a salty dish?
like
No,
a
no, it was a primo piatto.
uh, so funny because my box of rice came with this recipe in the box right now. It's a fragola risotto.
Wow!
What a coincidence!
Send us this
That's so
recipe
fun.
later.
What?
Maybe you can post this recipe on
I
the
can, yes,
Instagram
I will take a
channel.
picture.
Yeah.
Funny.
Girls, we add a little bit of salt to the onion, but we never had a little bit of salt to the rice. So take a little bit of rice, of salt, sorry, and put it on your rice.
Okay.
And let's go. Another interesting Italian traditional risotto recipe is risotto alla milanese. That is the typical yellow risotto that you can see in Italian restaurants. What is a risotto alla milanese? Risotto alla milanese is exactly the type of risotto we are cooking, but while cooking, you should add a little bit of saffron, and it became a yellow rice risotto.
Maybe
You
I can
can do
use
also.
turmeric. Can I use turmeric instead of saffron?
I mean, like for gin. Why not? Why not? It could be so interesting. I mean, only try to understand if there is some ingredients or some aroma that you can add to turmeric in order to give a contrast to that taste. I mean, are you putting turmeric only for the color or also for the taste?
I really like how turmeric makes it's so full of flavors, and it's a bit it makes it a little bit more intense the food, and also very perfumed. And because I'm preparing it with zucchini, with pumpkin, the sweet pumpkin, this kind. I just roasted my sweet pumpkin. Let me show you.
I
Um,
think it.
I baked my pumpkin with a little bit of rosemary I found in the gardens nearby in the countryside. So maybe turmeric will be a good mixture because I think it's really good with pumpkin. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I added little bit turmeric now. It's I put turmeric in it, but just
Cool.
a little bit. It didn't made it too yellow. And I really like turmeric anyway. The flavor, I love the flavor. I love the color. I use it a lot. So, like you said, why not?
And I mean,
Risotto,
it's so good for you, right?
Jean.
Yeah, that's a good question because here in Brazil, saffron is a really, really expensive thing. It's hard to find and it's really expensive. So normally we call turmeric earth saffron. Is the name, the popular name because it gives the color from saffron. Of course, it
Yes.
taste, but it's really cheaper because it's a root, so it's easier to find.
Same here. I mean, saffron is expensive. We have a local saffron. We have a place, it is called Saffron Bolu. They have a local. It is not real saffron, but you can have it. It's slightly cheaper. But I don't have it in the house at the moment.
So I
Yes,
think I
I
need.
confirm.
How do I know that the rice is cooked?
Okay, so considering that a timer is a good idea first time you are cooking a risotto, because 15 to 18 minutes is the maximum time of cooking for a risotto. Because I don't want to say it's not easy to understand when a risotto is cooked, but the only way to being sure is tasty. So let's start from the aspect. I mean, how the rice look like. The rice now is starting being a little bit transparent and becoming more. I don't want to say fat, but it's fat. It means that he is releasing amide and taking water. So as you can see, the rice is no more the small one, but it's becoming bigger. And now it's because I have a timer with me, even if I'm cooking risotto 2 or 3 times per week, I used to have a timer. It's 7 minutes remaining for me. So it means that in case you want to add some other ingredients, is the time to do. And my rice is looking like that, Lydia. It means it becomes a little bit
Yeah.
bigger and um, it's a little bit not transparent, but it's not so white like before.
Should I add
And
something now?
I must say yes. May I have a look at your rice? I mean, is il chicco di riso is hard or is start melting? Can you see the rice melting a little bit?
No, not really. I tasted it. It's not like raw rice, but it's not right yet. It's not cooked yet.
Yes, because we need at least 6 minutes more. So it's okay that it's not ready. So my idea is, I shall say to you, add the pumping now.
Okay. I did not make a puree of the pumpkin. I just cut it in medium pieces.
So I can add the mushroom.
Yes. Shafak, yes, please add mushroom. And Livia, yes. And I think the skin of the pumpkin is interesting because it has a lot of tastes. But are you going to serve the risotto with the pumpkin skin and
Yes.
everybody take it away? Okay,
No,
so. Put,
The skin is quite tender now, and it's organic pumpkin, so there's nothing bad in it.
okay, okay. So if it's so smooth, so I will say add in pieces like that, and keep melt them, keep on melting them.
Okay.
So my rice is coming slowly, slowly to the cooking time. I mean, I can see it. Now I'm going to taste it, but I'm think we are close to the. Yes, you got it. It's like we need only 3 or 4 minutes. So, girls, one important thing with risotto that when it's time to add ingredients or when it's time to serve, it's time to make it. You cannot wait. So, I will add last big spoon of broth,
Okay.
and I will let it dry a bit, but only a little bit. And then I will add the cup of Parmigiano Reggiano. So
Should I call my boyfriend so he can eat it?
it's it's 5 minutes. What you need, it's 5 minutes and then it's ready. I mean, my one is ready. How is it yours, Olivia? I mean, is it? Did you taste it?
I just added the last big spoon of brodo, and I'm melting the pumpkin to the. It's becoming quite creamy with the pumpkin. It's really beautiful. I'm like, wow. The
Well,
smell is really delicious.
Elena, yours is quite watery. Is it supposed to be like that?
Yes, Shafak. I mean, it. I just had the last big spoon of broth. So this is so watery because I just had a big spoon of broth. I just had means 30 seconds ago.
Okay. Mine is not like that. It is not. So when am I supposed to add the Parmigiano?
Is your
I'm
pan?
adding, so I'm
Shall I,
adding Parmesan.
do I need to add the Parmesan now?
Yes, I was saying that my rice is quite at the end of the cooking, and I will add the bigger cup of Parmesan right now. I will turn the fire down, I mean very low fire, and I will start melt Parmigiano and rice. As you can see, the timers remind me that 15 minutes passed since the time I put the rice on the pan. And my risotto is start melting Parmigiano and all the things like butters, onion, and rice. So let's keep cook like this for 2 minutes. And it's incredibly creamy. I mean, I would like that you can see the creamy situation of this rice. I mean, it's exactly a creamy. It's the amide. It's the amide.
Wow. I think I maybe put too much Parmigiano. It's so cheesy.
Don't worry, Parmigiano is like butter. It's never, it's too, I mean, non è mai troppo. Non è mai troppo.
I turned off the fire.
I mean, did you taste risotto? I mean, Livia, did you taste the risotto before deciding to turn off the fire? Yes, of course.
Yeah, look at this. I'm gonna, because I don't have a fancy drone at the moment.
Wow!
Wow,
I
that's
think I have
really
risotto for 5 people instead of two, but okay.
Livia, it looks wow. I
Yes.
mean, it's the color is so vivid and it's so good. It's a risotto. It's a risotto. Yes, it's a risotto. Yes, you did a risotto. I
Pumpkin
lost my
risotto.
way. Oh, Livia, you did a risotto.
What?
You did a risotto. Okay, ladies, my risotto is done also.
Can I see your one, Elena? Because my one is really like little bit drier than yours.
Add
Shall I?
more brodo. Add more brodo. I
Brother,
just
okay.
told Rodrigo we are going to eat.
Ciao Rodrigo!
Ciao.
Os pratos estão aqui.
Nham, nham.
Have a good risotto! Wow, Nara, it looks so good!
Wow.
Shafak, if it's too dry, add broth. Add the broth. And if you don't have broth, add hot water. It's okay, it's okay.
Okay, mine is more like a, rice. It is not like yours creamy, like yours is quite liquidish.
You have to
I'm
put more brodo.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's not a brodo because it's not brodo, but I mean, yes, of course, the broth, it's not a dry rice. It's not a sticky rice. It's not a
Yes.
fried rice. It's a risotto. So this means that the water of the broth should be part of risotto.
I'm
Okay.
going, ladies, because my rice is ready and we are hungry.
They're hungry.
Yeah.
Think
Okay,
Bye
bye bye.
bye. Thank
Ciao.
you, Elena.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
for the
Nora and
bye.
Shafak.
So,
Bye.
and
I think I'm gonna go also because I have to feed my parents.
okay. And what I'm going to do, because it's a little bit too early, considering the time in Italy, it's only 5:30. I'm going to taste the risotto.
Great.
Super, super formaggioso, super
Yeah,
formaggioso.
mine
And
also. Hope they like it.
I hope you will like it. And Shafak, even if
I
it's a little bit
I will.
dry,
Yeah.
even if it's a little bit dry, don't worry.
I will take a photo. Bye bye. Bye.
Ciao, buon appetito, buon risotto. Ciao.
Ciao.
Elena, somebody has to.